G'day and welcome to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon, and this video I'll be doing a follow-up to my Crypt of Blood review. I was pretty happy with that for Warcry. That is the starter set that's available. It's kind of a mini starter set, and I was pretty happy with the results. I've played a few games with this starter set now with my 9-year-old son, and we both really enjoy it. However, I wanted to expand a little bit more into Warcry and get much more scenery mainly. And the way to do that is with this box here, Ravaged Lands Scales of Talaxis. Now I'm going to do a quick review on exactly what you get in this box and whether it's in fact worth it for you to pick up. So let's go and have a look. So let's have a look at the contents then. Quite a thick and chunky box here, which I really like from Games Workshop. They managed to really cleverly put together their boxes and actually get quite a lot of stuff in a relatively small box, really, for what it is. We've got the Scales of Talaxis instructions here for putting together all of those walkways and bits and bobs. I guess we'll see how easy it is to actually do this, but it's a lot of big chunky things, so it can't be too hard, right? I hope. Anyway, I think we've got 5 sprues here. This is the sort of main event sprue with the big sort of jade sort of structure that sticks out of the middle of this box set. That's the kind of main sort of selling point. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the same colours, but lots of sort of bamboo walkways and concrete sort of rubble as well, which is pretty cool. That's just the first sprue. The second sprue we've got here has got, again, lots of ladders and sort of walkways. I think this is going to be really fun to paint, actually, probably quite easy to paint as well, especially with your Citadel contrast paints and whatnot. But lots of rubble and ruins and interesting little walls and bits and bobs. Of course, I could combine this with the stuff that I got in Crypt of Blood as well and any other sort of fantasy terrain that I've got, but I think this is enough to go on, really, if I want to play my sort of bigger games of Warcry. Really, the reason why I got this is because that starter set has sort of mini Warcry, really. This is branching out into full Warcry territory, being able to actually play bigger games with full sort of 10-man war bands and whatnot. Anyway, looking back at the sprues, I think these two are identical sprues. They are, yeah. So we've got 2 identical sprues with sort of ladders and walkways on them and big chunky walls, by the way, which you could easily fit 28mm or 30mm bases on, and even bigger perhaps if you needed to. And then I think these two are the same as well. No, they're not. These two are different. We've got another sprue here with some sort of spears and a lot more bamboo looking sort of walkways and platforms on it. And the last sprue here, which has a tree on it, which is pretty cool. Lots of gnarly mouths and whatnot on it as well. I think it's even got a tongue, maybe sort of some sort of weird sort of sarlacc pit, like a mini sarlacc pit there as well, which is pretty cool. Under that, we have some other stuff. I'm not quite sure what the other stuff is. I kind of bought this on a whim and didn't really actually take a look at what exactly was in it, so this is all a bit of a surprise to me. But we've got a Warhammer divider. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for, but the nicest thing about this set, by the looks of it, is that we've got terrain cards. Now these are Warcry Heart of Gur Scales of Talaxis cards, and pretty cool, really. It looks like there's about 12 maybe, I'm guessing. I think there's 12 on the actual thing, but these are all sort of different ways to set up the terrain. You get these with all the other Warcry boxes as well, I believe, but some of them use all of the terrain, some of them use little bits of it. You've got big round circles, you've got everything from putting it all in the middle to around the edges, and it just gives you some sort of preset ways to actually arrange the Scales of Talaxis box, which is really cool. You can just use this to generate your game's terrain for that game and just keep generating new ones each time. It also comes with what looks like the actual battle map that comes with it as well, and I have to say I'm really pleased, and the main sort of reason why I bought this as well, really, or the secondary reason I bought this, is because it's cardboard. Nice big chunky cardboard board here, and because the one that you get in the Crypt of Blood unfortunately is paper, and it's just not going to last very long. It's not very good. Here though, we've got a nice thick board with double sides, I believe. We've got some squigs on there, which is really cool, and some really nice little details and stuff on it. One side is a lot darker than the other, and the other side is slightly more muddy and green and toxic looking, which is really cool. I'm not going to open that out completely because these things can be a little bit flimsy on the edges as well, and you're just not going to be able to see it properly either. The other thing that you get with this as well, which again is something that I think you really need after you get the Crypt of Blood, is another set of tokens, just so that you've got all of the wound tokens on there and objectives and whatnot as well. Really good to have 2 of these. One of them's already popped out here, but really, that's all you get in the box. Lots of terrain and enough tokens and whatnot to add to your Crypt of Blood box set to make it worthwhile. Now this cost me, I think, $140, which here in Australia. It's quite a lot of money, but I'm pretty happy with it because I feel like once I've got this painted up and you know, I can pretty much play Warcry in its entirety without really having to do much else. I've got enough tokens here because I've got 2 sets. I've already got the 2 warbands that I got with Crypt of Blood. I've also got other warbands that I've painted up as well, plus a nice thick board here to actually play on, which is far better than that paper one that you get in Crypt of Blood. So I think, long story short, both of those sets are pretty good for me to have, and I feel like I'm totally set up to be able to play Warcry at home, either with my son or with some friends in Sydney as well. So that's really it for the scales of Talaxis. I just thought I'd show you a quick one on what you actually get in the box. So you get the terrain, you get the board, you get the tokens, and you get the cards there for generating those games as well in terms of where you put the terrain. Maybe I'll do a video on painting it up because I've actually, honestly, I've never really painted up any fantasy terrain. I've always been doing Necromunda terrain and stuff, so it'll be really interesting to see what I can do with this terrain in terms of using maybe Citadel contrast and blasting it out as quickly as possible. I'm going to make it look incredibly grim and nasty though, so be on alert for that. Anyway, that's enough from me on this video. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll check you in the next video. Peace out.